The output from the design phase commissioning is a commissionability report and also a design phase commissioning plan. So why am I doing a design phase commissioning plan? Because if you map out early before you go out to bid to the main contractor and subcontractors, the commissioning process, who's who in the zoo, who does what when, and that is adopted into the bid documents, then there's no argument later on that you didn't know you were doing commissioning, you didn't know what your part in it was. So I recommend to all my clients that we have a design phase commissioning plan. So let's talk about Dr. Fauci. Right? Now the good news is, before he came along, I was always talking about flattening the curve and no one understood what I was talking about. So again, thank you, Dr. Fauci, right? If you take the premise that 50 to 80% of every problem you're going to have in a job is baked in the design cake, and you can, if you're doing a commissionability design review, the game is how many problems can I find and address cheaply before they become expensive. And they become expensive immediately after the contractor is on board, right? So if I find a problem during design, I'll give you an example. I did a hospital job in Canada, did a design review, and someone had put a multi-leaf VCD in front of every VAV box on the primary side. It was just a junior engineer, it was a mistake, you don't need that. So we got them all taken out. So I charged $5,000 for that review, and we saved $60,000 in cost. And all it took was someone opening a CAD drawing and going delete, 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 delete. Literally took 15 minutes. Now, if I'd have found that in construction, one, them dampers would be in there for the next 30 years, fully open, never being used, and it would have been too embarrassing and too expensive to take them out, right? So that is a value, a clear example of value from design review, right? The problem with finding examples of value, they're normally retrospective, right? It's really hard to go in and forward that. So the point is, if you can find things early, you flatten the curve. You have a choice on a job. You eat your problems late and expensive, or you eat them early, right? When you're playing the hard contractual game and pushing things down, you wind up eating all your problems late and expensive. And then the game becomes who owns the money.